Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
I record things and I don't post them. Keep it for myself.
I do that too. And as I was getting a new phone, I was like, oh, I have to like screen record all my drafts because like they'll go away once they're on a different device. Melissa, getting this new phone was the easiest. Transferring everything over. Like my phone was just next to it and they go, oh, do you want to just transfer this? Meghan, do you want to just switch the phone to this new one? Is this your new phone? And I was like, yeah. And then I just pressed a button.
For a minute. Because
Wow.
I 100% did it for this phone. And this is like a 12 that I've had since 2020, I believe.
Well, you got your 12
2021.
after me. So maybe to give myself the benefit of the doubt, it became a thing for your 12, not mine.
I do not believe that's the case.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell myself whatever I'm going to tell myself.
Well, I would ask you really like what you did this weekend, but you were incapacitated and we're watching a lot of DCOMs.
I was watching a lot of DCOMs. I was just like, to contrary to some people's belief system about me that like I'm like an incredibly like negative person who's like always in a foul mood. That's just like not true. Like I'm it sounds so weird, but like the economy of like I'm like a depressed person, but like I'm like rarely in like a pissed off like foul like
No.
nasty mood. Like I'm not, and that's mostly because of my Dory brain and ADHD. Like it's
because sometimes when you're posting things, you're just posting things because like something arose and you're sharing it with other people to see if they've gone through something similar and other people take it as something negative.
Yeah, and like I think it also has like a lot to do with like tone. Like no one I know in my personal life would be like, "Oh, you're like very negative." Like I'm just not. But I was like, I caught myself in like I was just in a foul mood, and I like couldn't figure out. And then Mott's was like, "I think you're just like in a bad mood," and I was like, "Oh my god, you're right." Like that's the feeling I'm having. Like I'm just like in a bad mood, and I was pissed off because I like didn't feel well, and I've talked about this before, but like it was. I started getting sick and then I got better, like started getting better and then I got sick again. So like, it was just kind of like, I had blue balls. Like it was a cock tease. I was just like, God damn it. Like I thought I was getting over this. I was pissed off. And so that's what started our DCOM watching was he was like, well, what will cheer you up? And then that's when we decided to watch Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. And he was like, this is so weird. Like this movie is unhinged. And then I was like, let me show you some of my other favorite DCOMs. And he was like, why are all of the movies that you like these like childhood, like they're so intense? And I was like, yeah, these are like the same kind of movies as High School Musical, which like the parallels on that is like basketball or the school play, not Smart House, where it's like the technology has gotten too smart and now we're being trapped in our own home and they're gonna kill us.
Honestly, Her just ripped off Smart House.
Yeah. I just think like back to that and like Mott was shocked because I guess that's like the mom from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, and from Married with Children. Like,
well, she's Jake Peralta's mom too.
Yes, she's an icon.
She's a mother.
She was also in Pitch Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Like the last one, I think.
I definitely didn't see that one.
Yeah. There was a time I was in a foul mood.
Oh, Pitch Perfect is a good movie for a foul mood.
When I think it was like the earlier days of the pandemic, and I watched all 3 of them in a row.
Nice. There are certain movies that like you're in a foul mood, like you just there's a category of movies, and it might not make sense to everybody, and it's going to be different for each person, but like you have those movies that you need to watch. But so we also watched Get a Clue, which that was like my first suggestion when I was like, okay, let's watch Smart House. Like I love Smart House. I was like, I think he'll like it. Like whatever. And he the whole time kept going, oh my God, like this isn't like, what the fuck is this? Like losing his mind. And then I was like, oh, I think he'll like Get a Clue. He loves a Lilo movie. Like he really liked Just My Luck. And I know she's a fantastic actress. Like,
I don't remember Get a Clue.
Get a Clue is a very fucking underrated Disney Channel.
I remember the name of it, and I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
It has the best fashion sense. It is, I have to say, it's probably ranked relatively low on popularity of it. Like it was not one of the more popular.
No, I have not seen this one.
Yeah, most people when I say it's one of my favorites, they're like, "What?" But Monts's parents are journalists, and so he loves a good scoop, and this is about journalism. And there's a woman in it who Mods goes, oh my God, she's the woman from Pulp Fiction who like opens the movie being like, I'm gonna murder everybody in this diner. And he was like, what are these movies of these Disney Channel movies you're watching? And then I was like talking about other ones, and he was like, oh, so you just like, they're not all like this. Like these are just the ones that you enjoyed. And I was like, yeah. I don't
Charles
know
Shaughnessy is in it as well.
Who's that?
Who was in The Nanny. Who was Mr. Sheffield on The Nanny, like her boss and the guy that she eventually marries. And
is that what I know him from?
Yes, and then he's also, well, he just died on General Hospital, spoiler, and it was on Days of Our Lives for a long time too.
Thank you. I literally like, I was looking up fucking everybody on that because I was like, why do I recognize this person from? What do I recognize this person from? And he was the last person, and I guess I just didn't get far enough down on his IMDb.
You didn't see that he was on General Hospital because that should be the most recent.
No, I think that's what it was. And I was like, well, I don't know.
You didn't send me a message and say, hey, Melissa, what is this?
Who's this fucker? So
he was on an episode of Modern Family too.
I saw that, and I here's the thing. Once I see Modern Family, I tend to stop looking because I go, okay, if I see Friends or Modern Family or Criminal Minds, I go, oh, that's what I know you from. That one episode. And like, I'm not kidding. Like, it usually is. And I'm usually fine. But then I don't actually get to the root of the cause, which is The Nanny. Because I was like, it's also the voice. Like, there's something about it. Yeah, you're right. That's what it was. And I missed it. So I would recommend to watch Get a Clue to you as well. Because I think that Disney Channel original movies, I like when the stakes are murder. And that one, the stakes are murder.
Really?
Yeah. But it's kind of like maybe not murder, but also like low-key murder. And then the whole time I kept telling Mons, I was like, I think Trump has like a cameo in this. And then we get to like the part that I think, and I go, and he goes, what? I go, never mind. I think it was just in Home Alone because I think they both just filmed it at the plaza. And we get there, and Mons goes, yeah, this is the plaza. That's what you're thinking of. And I was like, maybe.
But a lot of the times at the plaza, like he made people put him in movies. But they've also cut him out of a lot of movies. So maybe he was.
But I've never seen Home Alone.
Okay.
Because I lived it. I don't need to watch it. It stresses me out. Yeah, there's no way I can look up. I typed in Trump Get a Clue. It's too hard.
That's why he's in a lot of movies. Is because they wanted to film in a building that he was in, and then he made them put him in movies.
Wow.
But yeah, Googling Trump Get a Clue would be
it's impossibly hard. Also, this is $1 million budget. That like for back in the day, that's like not a bit, that's a low budget movie, but now like you could make an indie film that's not made for TV for $1 million budget.
Yep.
But I think you would enjoy the outfits. Like it by far has the best fucking outfits, and they talk like a 17 magazine clippings. Like they're literally like, ooh, totally, like oh my, totally tubular. Like so many weird phrasing that I would be curious to know because Mott's didn't talk like that with his friends.
Totally Tubular was pretty popular.
But there are some that are like so like not how, and I'd be curious if that was like how you would have talked to your friends. But they like were FaceTiming and they had the mics with like the fluffy mics to like video chat, and they were picking their outfits for school every day. And they're like, oh, Trey's chic. Like, I love it. It's so good.
They said Trace.
Yeah, Trey's chic.
Not Trey chic.
Oh, that might have been my snot. But yeah, Trey's chic.
Okay.
It might have been my bad. I'm not going to put that on Brenda's song or Lindsay Lohan. I'm going to say that was
But I
my
could
bad.
see, because it's spelled TRES, so I could see them saying it and not
then the
knowing
director
that's
not
how.
correcting because
Yes,
it's funny.
because that's what they did that in Clueless for a few words, where the word like Alicia Silverstone said things incorrectly, but they kept it in because it matched the character.
Maybe, but it was great. So that was my weekend. It was a lot of that. What about you?
I saw the new Spider-Man movie. Beyond the Spider-Verse is, I believe, what it's called. There's so many Spider-Verses.
They're gonna run out of names. Like they're gonna run out of words.
And you know, it was very good. Very good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you have any motion sickness thing, do not see this at all.
In theaters, right?
I don't even know if at home if you should see it.
Okay.
It's a lot going on the screen. But I had a great time in the theater. Also, I looked up, I finally found somebody that would go to the Little Mermaid 4D with me. I tried.
Speaking
my
of
cousin,
nausea.
Yeah. Speaking of nausea, and it will continue with this. I asked my cousin to go. She was working, but she was down to go. I asked Samantha to go, and she said absolutely not. And I asked Avia, and she was down. And we looked it up, and it was already out of theaters. Like it only lasted for a week.
Yeah, because they couldn't stop yakking.
No, because then now they're doing the Spider-Verse one in there. I'm like, how? I was dizzy watching it regular in 2D. How are you watching this in 4D? There's no fucking way.
Wait, so question. Is it the framing? Does it like handheld framing where like the whole thing is shaking? Or is it a lot of like still frames and a lot of things moving in it?
Both.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of different animation in it. Like and there's so much on screen. Like there's no way you can just go to the theater and one time and get everything that's happening. You have to see it multiple times to get everything.
Yeah,
like
that
there's
is me watching it at home with a pause play button.
Yeah. So you can take a break.
And I'll probably take my glasses off intermittently. So it's a little more fuzzy. So I don't have, I'm not getting whiplash.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's twiplash, if you will. That's when Spider-Man shoots his thing out. It's twip.
I learn something new every day.
Well, his web shooter. Twip. That's the noise. Like that in the comics, whenever you do it, it would make, that's what it would say. But then they when you hear it now, that's the noise that it makes. Twip.
Oh my God, Oscar to those Foley artists.
Yes.
Like, it does make the sound.
Yes.
Like I've never read the comic, but as you said that, you're like that. I was like, oh, that is the sound that it makes.
That is the sound.
Wow. Kudos to them.
Yes, very much so. So I did that. I went to Gabe's birthday brunch. Had a good time with
What'd you eat?
Company. I ate.
I can't tell. You guys can't see the video, but I can't tell if this eye roll is because it was delicious or because it was disappointing.
It was disappointing. I had some chicken and waffles.
Oh no.
And first of all, like the waffles, the astronomical price for what it was like, I think $40, but you got like the whole chicken. The whole chicken was fried. I'm not exaggerating that, but it was not seasoned. And also the syrup was not sweet. So just imagine syrup, but not sweet. So just a sticky substance that has no sweetness to it.
Sap from a tree.
Yes, directly from the tree.
Farm to
it was
table.
not an enjoyable experience.
Oh, that's actually like so wildly disappointing.
Yes.
Because also like chicken and waffles is like not entirely
It's
something that
not
you
hard.
can take for leftovers. It's not like,
I did
cool, a
because
whole
I was
chicken.
like, if I
well, you
spent
should
$40, then I'm
like
gonna do it. But
divvying that up. Imagine if you didn't have an air fryer. Like
Yeah.
imagine if you didn't like are you just supposed to microwave fried chicken and it's supposed to just be squishy and you're supposed to be okay? Like that's
Yeah.
just that's so wildly disappointing.
yes.
Like the issue with fried chicken, the issue is making sure it's cooked all the way. Seasoning should never be the fucking issue.
No, because you double season, because you need to season the actual meat and then season the batter.
Yep.
So you can easily season. If you're worried about it being too salty, don't just put salt in one of those things and just on the meat and then heavily season it with other things. But it was just like fried flour.
Ew,
Who wants
I hate that. I hate that taste too. And also like it's not like baking. Anytime I think of like anything when it comes to like frying and anything that's battered or fried, I'm like, you can literally see the spices. So if you like didn't put enough, you can literally tell. It's
You
not
can
like
see
baking soda in a fucking cake. Like this batter is too light and you can tell as soon as it arrives. You go,
Yes.
oh no.
I did have some delicious deviled eggs though, so
Ooh.
that was good.
Deviled eggs out? I don't know if I've only really seen those at like functions, like or
really?
Yeah, I've never seen that
a
restaurants.
lot at restaurants.
Wow. Huh. What a time.
Yeah. Then Sunday, what did I do on Sunday? I didn't have my writing lab. It's supposed to just be a writing day, which I did. Nothing too exciting on Monday. Tuesday went striking, went to the picket lines. Saw some people that wasn't expecting to see. Meghan knows, so we'll keep it
What?
there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then today, the most exciting news. I got up early to prepare for the biggest interview of my life for a job. It wasn't like a podcast interview. You know who I was meeting with?
Bitch, I forgot my expired Dayquil. And how did it go?
I was so nervous, like incredibly nervous.
Is this where you're talking to me about your pooping?
Yes, and I had stress shits this morning.
Now that I understand completely.
So, like, think about somebody that we revere on this podcast. It's not Kiki, but somebody that is amazing. And they're starting a podcast, and I interviewed for the job, and she was so nice and kind. Wow. And I felt like I bombed it, but it is what it is. I met her, and that's what matters.
There's no shot you bombed it. And also, like, regardless, like, your credentials and your experience are so vast compared to, I mean, vast for anyone, but like also compared to like you would have to be like horror, like you would have to do so much to outweigh like the literal proof that you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just, it's you.
Oh, I know.
When you meet your heroes, like actual hero, not like, we work in the entertainment field, and there's people that we like joke about being like heroes, but they're not actually. They're just people we like. This person is an actual hero.
Yeah, like if there's heaven and hell, like they're going straight to heaven.
Yes.
Like, and it's like, when like a lot of male actors and musicians, like when they meet athletes, like it's a different thing. Like this is that. Like it's not. It's an adjacent. It's a different field, and it's one that's like we're not worthy.
Yes, exactly. So I had that this morning, and I'm still like jittery from that. Also, my dad, who is not a sentimental person at all, he's more of the jokester, like never like says
center of attention.
Like, yes, center of attention. As I've said, the mayor of Northwest Arkansas. Yep. He said, so I sent my family a message this morning just saying, like, give me some positive thoughts or whatever. And my dad said, you are my daughter, so I already know you can handle anything that is set in front of you. Go get it. And then he said his nickname for me, which I will not be saying out loud. And then he said, also, your mom and I have overcome every obstacle that have been put in front of us. You'll do this, have faith.
Stop. That's so
like, this
sweet.
that is not things that he says.
Yeah, but it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those things that, like, even getting the interview, like, even being considered is a big deal. Your work is going to be, there's no comparison.
Nothing bigger has happened to me, like, ever.
Yeah.
It's huge. So everybody listening, please send your positive thoughts. I don't know. They probably haven't made a decision by the time this comes out. So my stomach is still just kind of,
yeah.
Like, whenever we're done recording, I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk. The sun just came out. I don't know if it did for you, but it did for me.
Yeah. We're having more sun.
Yeah, it rained at 12 o'clock I went to bed really early. So like 11, it started raining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. I went to bed pretty early too. And I remember I rolled over and I was like, is that rain? And it was.
I thought it was at first because the leaves, as they scurry across my side patio, it sounds like rain, but then it kept going. I said, ooh. And then I asked my little personal assistant robot.
That's
and they said, yep. And they said, yeah, it is raining.
Yeah, I think it rained from, I looked last night, it rained from like 10 or 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. But it didn't rain a lot, which I was like, how can it rain for that many hours and like
maybe just
cute,
drizzle,
like less droplets?
Drizzle.
I still don't really understand rain. So then when we talk about, it's pouring rain, heavy showers, light showers, I'm like, how do we decide? Like, what is the factors?
It's a vibe.
I know. I'm just like, okay, vibe check. And like, it really all started my big questioning and like spiral that I got into about like rain and weather and how does this work was when Moms and I were in Arizona and we were like driving through of like, we would be under a cloud that would be pouring rain and then we'd be out and then we'd be in another one. And I was like, I don't like this. This feels like a video game glitch.
I remember when I was in 4th grade, I was at my friend's house and literally standing in her yard, it was raining, but in the neighbor's yard, it wasn't raining.
I fucking hate that shit. That feels like a glitch. Like,
yes. It's so weird.
No, I don't like that. There are certain natural things that like I just like to look at from a bird's eye view that's being narrated by David Attenborough. Like, I don't need to see it in action. Like, that's
what
spooky.
Are birds like going through when it's raining, you know?
I know. I'm like, are they cold? Are they wet? Like, are they do they like this? Do they dislike this? Like, what if a bird, like, what if there's like a neurodivergent bird who like is like me and like can't stand when like they're touching wet things? Like, that's so hard.
Their skin is, or feather skin, their feathers is water repellent. So we do know that.
Isn't our skin water repellent?
Yeah, probably. I mean, our skin is too, but I just mean because the feathers are on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like our skin is sitting there absorbing water, but I mean, because, yeah.
Oh, I have mascara on. That's fine.
I didn't realize, Meghan recently gave me some mascara, y'all, and I didn't realize how much I actually had until...
How much what?
How much mascara I took.
Bitch, I wanted you to take so much
more. I know,
you
did tell me to take more.
No, this is good. And I was like, can you take some for your sisters? Like, I'm
talking to them now, so.
Okay. If they're listening to this, just know, let me know what you want. But I literally was like, I'm at the point where I'm like, am I just gonna like drop this off for my neighbors? Like, my neighbors will be like, oh, these like lemons from our tree. And I'm like, hi, would you like 17 mascara?
Yeah, I didn't realize exactly how much I had. Also, a couple of them, the tips were broken.
Oh no. Well, we will replenish.
I've got plenty for now.
Fucking hell.
But I do, if you have any of the eyeshadow sticks,
I'm sure
if you have any that you don't want, I took like one because I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Oh yeah.
But I started using it instead of putting on eyeliner, and I like it so much. I like the look on my face so much more than wearing eyeliner. So,
as two people who look very different but have similar makeup faces.
Yes, we have Our eyes are shaped the same. Our eyebrows are shaped the same. Our mouths are similar. Just it's different noses, and our faces themselves are shaped.
Yeah, but we have different lips, but we have the same. Our lips do the same thing on our faces.
Yes.
Like we don't like when it comes to like the crazy like all we've got different faces, but this same styles of makeup for the faces that we have.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's a good one. And I also have to go through. I'm gonna like go through and clean out my makeup later eventually. I don't know. And I definitely have some like highlighters and stuff that are just sitting in my makeup collection that I'm like I'm never gonna use these. And I've always been like, oh, these will fit Melissa.
I don't know if you can see it, but I did put highlighter on my cheeks. And I really like this new look that I got going on.
No, and the lip color is nice too.
Yeah. This is actually an older one you gave me, but yes.
And I have to go through the other lipsticks I got, which I think they're a little dry for us. Like they're a little more matte. But
this one is kind of a little sticky. I don't like it. But I like the color. And I knew it looked good on camera.
It does. Well, everyone, you can always watch this week's episode of Don't Blame Me and But Am I Wrong to see the gorgeousness that is us.
Great way to end this.
Oh, I try. I try.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Woo! Goodbye.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, are you ready for some real talk and some fantastic laughs? Join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
We're serving up 4 hilarious shows every week designed to entertain and engage and, possibly enrage you.
In Don't Blame Me, we dive deep into listeners' questions, offering advice that's funny, relatable, and real.
Whether you're dealing with relationship drama or you just need a friend's perspective, we've got you.
Then switch gears with But Am I Wrong, which is for listeners who didn't take our advice and want to know if they are the villains in the situation.
Plus, we share our hot takes on current events and present situations that we might even be wrong in our lives. Spoiler alert, we are actually quite literally never wrong.
But wait, there's more. Check out See You Next Tuesday, where we reveal the juicy results from our listener polls from But Am I Wrong?
And don't miss Fisting Friday, where we catch up, chat about pop culture, TV, and movies. It's the perfect way to kick off your weekend.
So if you're looking for a podcast that feels like a chat with your besties, listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.